Hi, I know it's been a very long time since I uploaded a video. I was really busy over the summer and last year musical, and I had another musical over the summer as well. Um, I just started back school, whatever, but that is not what this video is about. This video is about all the paranormal stuff that has happened in my life since like the last time I uploaded a video and stuff. So hope you kind of like the new setup or whatever it is for now. And I know that camera quality is much better. That's what you get if you buy an actual camera. um, but no, this video is about. I'll start from. Okay, right. Let's just get right into this. Okay, this story starts on a Saturday. And it was like back in April, maybe the end of April. So maybe like a while after I last uploaded, because nothing really happened. Like everything died down. But yeah, it was a Saturday, and I remember I went downstairs to get breakfast. Like it was about 1:00 in the day, late nights on a Friday. And well, I went into the kitchen and I kind of a normal day. But then I got a overwhelming feeling of being watched. And I didn't know what to do. And I never really felt this much watched. It was like a really dark presence. It was like as if someone was watching me and waiting for me to drop something and then touch me or something like that. It was like something was gonna happen. You could feel how watched you were. I had a feeling something may happen. And I was like, okay, I'll make myself some coffee or whatever. So I put the kettle on, and I put the kettle on. I was like, oh, I'll just go upstairs and make my bed. And I did, and when I came down, the strangest thing was the press over the kettle, the kettle. Okay, right. The kettle is here, the press is here, and the press was open. And I was like, I never opened the press. I 100% never opened that press. I hadn't even taken a mug for the coffee out. I hadn't even taken that out, so why would I open the press? And I was like, oh, this is okay. Maybe I did, it's early, I don't know. I was trying to think of something, anything to kind of dislogically prove it or whatever, just to make myself feel better. And then I heard the knock. The knock came from the sitting room. And I remember feeling terrified, and I was like, oh no, has this activity started up again? And from there I was panicked, and then nothing happened. After that, the day was fine, nothing else happened. I was like, oh, big lead up for nothing. And then that night I heard footsteps on the landing, and I was like I'm in bed. And I just turned off. This is at about, maybe it might have been 10 to 3 in the morning. I was like, oh no. And so I decided to get up and check, because it could have been my auntie or my uncle or my cousin. I was like, maybe it's one of them. And the walking kept going. The walking kept going. And I was like, okay. So I opened my door, and I was expecting the walking to stop. And then the walking went towards the bathroom door. And it stopped. And I was like, oh, like, what do I do? I didn't know what to do. And then I just said, no, I'm not doing this. Closed my door, and I got back into bed and put a sleep mask on. And went to sleep. And that was really the end. That I had a pretty weird dream that night, but that might be a story for another time, maybe. Yeah. And this all happened on the one day. So, of course, I was freaked out. And, okay, so another story that happened. I went to a wedding over the summer in England, and we stayed in, I'd like to say, it was near Essex, I think. Yeah, it was near Essex. Yeah, near Essex, definitely. I could probably make this story more detailed if I need to, but I don't have the information right now. I'll have to ask my auntie because she knows exactly where it was, name of the hotel and everything. So I'll ask her. So this hotel, from the outside, it looked shabby. It didn't look too good. It looked pretty shabby, pretty run-down-ish. It didn't look that good. And you step inside, and the lobby was it was amazing. The lobby was it was nice. And we got to the desk, and they were like they knew we were Irish. They just knew. Probably from our accents or something. And the guy, he greeted us, and he's like, oh, you are Irish, I'm guessing. And I was like, we were all like, yeah, over here for a wedding, blah, blah, blah. And my auntie gave her name for the room, and he got it for us. And he got us the key, and he said, oh, enjoy your room. If you have any complaints or if you need anything, contact us. And we were like, oh, okay. And he kind of was like, oh, and also just be careful, be, don't try and make too much noise, be careful not to disturb your neighbors in the other rooms and in the neighboring rooms. And we were like, oh yeah, sure. And then we got in the elevator and went up the second floor where our room was, and we went in. It was nice. Didn't feel anything at all, didn't expect anything to happen at all. We were staying in this room from Friday to Tuesday. From Friday night to Tuesday morning, we were staying in this room, unless we were out during the day, which the wedding was Saturday or Sunday, I believe. It was, yeah, I'd like to say it was Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday were shopping trips or whatever we could go to. But yeah, so we didn't expect anything to happen in this room. We had no intention to ghost hunt, or we were there for the wedding, solely the wedding. So, and I remember the first night I woke up, to I felt like I'd been touched, just shook, someone shook me to wake me up. And I was like, oh, and then I just thought, nah, and I went back to sleep, fine. Next day was the wedding, and that was fine. And then all the activities started Sunday, when we went shopping trip. I had left my clothes out for the Monday just to have them ready. I assigned clothes for different days. It may sound stupid or whatever, but I assigned clothes for different days, and I left them on the bed neatly. And you could put a sign on your door if you wanted cleaners and stuff to be in, and we left that sign on our door for the cleaners to come in. And well, yeah, the So we left the sign on the door for the cleaners to come in, whatever. Our bed, like, we didn't make our bed or anything. And I left the clothes, like, on hangers. There was this weird, how do I explain it? It's like a wardrobe with no doors beside each of the beds. So there was the separate bed, and pull-out bed, and there was, so I'll just do a layout for you. Separate bed, space, separate bed, space, pull-out bed. And then there was the wall and the window. But on this wall, on this side with the pull-out bed type thing, it wasn't a pull-out bed, but it wasn't like the other beds. It was like a fold-up bed. You could fold it up or you could pull it out, and it was there, and there was the wall, and there was this weird wardrobe thing attached to the wall there. And on this side, with my bed, there was this wardrobe thing there, and I set the clothes out. Like, I set them out. And this is where it gets really strange. So we left the room that day, and we left, like, the cleaner thing on the door. Like, the cleaner, it's like a little thing, like, that would say, like, don't clean this room, like, don't clean this room, or clean this room, needs, like, tea or whatever, like, something like that. And we left it on the door, and we went to the wedding. Of course, we weren't back till maybe 12, 1 o'clock that night. Yeah. We went into the hotel, and of course, like, adults maybe, like, wanted to have a few drinks because, you know, whatever. And I went up to the room to take a shower. And I, like, this is, like, the strangest thing. So I put the key card thing in the door, and it wouldn't work. Like, I put it in, and it wouldn't work. We got 2 keys. And they said, don't put them near your electrical devices. So I gave my phone to my auntie, and I kept the 2 key cards, like, in my pocket. And I was never near her handbag or anything, so there was no chance of that. And I never put my phone in my pocket either. I always give it back to her. So there was no chance that the electrical devices screwed with the cards, because both of them wouldn't work. So I ended up going down to the lobby and telling, there was, like, the manager, receptionist guy, the one that greeted us, I, like, told him, I'm like, hey, the keys won't, like, they're not working. They're, like, not working. They won't let me into the room. So he gave me another card. I go up, right? The card had only been, like assigned to that room. Like, you had to scan them or whatever, and they had lots of spare ones. I go up, I put it in the door. It doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is strange. So I told him. He comes up with me. We tried, we kept trying. He ended up going back down. He got, like, batteries, and he got screwdrivers and, like, whatever, and he was, like, screwing around with the door thing. And he then got this woman to come up. He had a walkie-talkie, and he, like, used that together. And then she came up to us, and she got a screwdriver and was jabbing it in the thing, and, like, whatever. And then, like, they replaced the batteries in it, and we were like, oh, maybe this is it. No, it wasn't working. And then she had a special card, she put it in, still wouldn't work. So I'm like, I'm locked out of my room, like, what are we gonna do? And of course I wanted, like, to have a shower. Like, the next day, we were going, like, more shopping, whatever, but we were gonna go see the bride as well, like, after the wedding. Like, her wedding was Saturday, and that was Sunday, and we were gonna go see her. Or no, this was Saturday, I think. Maybe, yeah, it was Saturday. That, like, all the activities started. Then when we got in, yeah, it was Saturday. Sorry if I confused you or anything. It was, yeah. And so they're messing around with this thing. They replaced the batteries. That's not working. And he eventually just, like, he put the card in the door. Like, he picked the lock on the door thing. Like, I don't know how it's possible, but he did. He opened it, and on the inside, I was then able to access the key thing, and that like helped with the front one that like fixed them both. And the guy then said to me before he left, before he went back down to reception, he goes, huh, that's really strange. We've never had that happen. I think the last time that happened was 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, and he's like, and it was this exact room. It's never happened with any of the other rooms. And of course, I'm like, what the hell? Like, okay, this is strange. And he was like, then you went back down to reception. Of course, I was ready to take my shower. And I walk in, and I was in, and then the beds weren't made. Which basically would have meant that the cleaners couldn't get in then. Probably. Most likely they couldn't get in. But what I did realize was my clothes. One of my pairs of clothes was like flung across the room. Like it was on the other side of the room. Like it must have been flung or something like that. But it was like on its hanger still. And the other two pairs of clothes were switched. So I think I had jeans with one set and shorts with the other, just in case it was sunny, whatever. Well, the shorts were with the top that had blah on it, green top, blah. It has blah on it, that was switched from, I had, I think was the Keep Calm and Ghost Hunt one to, like, shirt, like Keep Calm and Ghost Hunt and blah, and the jeans were with the Keep Calm and Ghost Hunt ones, and the shorts were with the blah ones, and then they were switched, so the shorts were with the Keep Calm and Ghost Hunt one, and the shorts were with the, blah one. No, were with the Keep Calm and Ghost Hunt one, and the jeans were with the blah one. And of course I'm like, I never left them like this. I was like, what the hell? And I was freaked out at this point. I'm like, nope, I don't care. I don't want to know. I want to like relax. Like I want to have like a non-spooky holiday or like anything like that. So I got in the shower, and as soon as I got into that shower, closed the door, and got into the shower. This was like a really fancy shower. There was a seat in it. You could sit in it. But I was in the shower washing myself, and then I heard thumping on the wall, on the other side of the wall, where my bed was, and the wardrobe thing. I heard thumping. And I was like, oh, it's probably next door. And then what freaks me out the most is the door. The door locked. And you could only lock it from the inside. I never locked the door. That's what really freaked me out. And of course, after my shower, I got into like PJs, whatever. And this is like the scariest thing for me on this holiday. So I was lying on the bed, right? And I was like on my phone, like texting my friends, like telling them how England was. And in my ear, I heard, shh. Like it was so clear. It was like, shh. And I jumped and I was gone out that room. Took the keys. I had to give the two of the keys back to him, and he gave me two new ones. And so basically, I darted out of that room and was down into, like, there was the reception, and there was like this lobby place, like, here's reception, here's the reception desk, and there's like a long corridor, but if you turn, there's like a lobby place for you to chill out, and there's another lobby place. But like my family were all over here, so I went to them, and I told my auntie, and like she doesn't like ghost stuff, so she's like, stop, like you're messing, whatever, just stop. And of course my nana goes, oh, I was touched in my bed last night, around my feet. Like, I just thought I was like having a like one-off experience. I didn't think anyone else was feeling this way. Told them exactly what happened, and we spoke no more of it. Like, we literally just ignored it, because when you speak of these things in them places, or you like speak of them in the rooms, you will anger the spirits and stuff like that. Like, I've learned from that. I've learned from them experiences of that, and this is why I'm like worried to talk about like my most recent experience, like the one that literally happened yesterday and today. So I'll get to that. But this wedding took place in the end of June. It was the end of June. But yeah, that's basically, nothing else really happened except for things moving around, like, and also I think it was on the Monday night, I was in that room on my own, and the television turned on by itself, which could have been electrical malfunction. But the creepiest thing is, once that turned on and then turned itself off, and when it decided to turn itself off, I decided to go, no, we're not doing this. So I tried to switch television back on. I couldn't. Like, literally, it wouldn't go back on. The buttons wouldn't work. It would be like me, like, getting the buttons like this and going, like, pressing it, like, pointing it, like, all around, like, firstly there, like, trying to get it on anyway. And I was pressing the on button, like, there was a power button, not like this, but it was like source or something it said, I don't know, it was like on off, and then it's like on and then off, whatever. And like, to press on, it was on this side, like, so it would be here, and I was pressing it like on or off, like trying to get it on, and it wouldn't, like, and I'd turn it on, I'd wait like 3 minutes, nothing. It was creepy. And then there was nothing else that really happened in the hotel, but like, it was, to me, that was creepy. Yeah. Okay, so after the English, like, when I was at the wedding, we went to England again, stayed in a hotel, wasn't haunted at all, just holiday stuff. Then there was, after we got back from that, into our house in August, there was noises around the house, and my cousin actually said he saw someone walking past his door, and no one was home. He said that happened. Then there was the time he heard the door from downstairs open, and he shouted down, like, oh hey, like, ma, are you home? Like it took you ages enough to get home. And he goes downstairs, no one was there. And I wish he was here to vouch for this story, but he's like not in the country now, he just left. So yeah, I should have done this sooner, probably. But this, like, the experiences that happened, yeah, like last night and today, basically, like, prompted me to make this video, and probably make more videos on other stuff that's happened, make more detailed videos. This is just short recap, whatever. But yeah, no, there was no one down there, and that's what creeped him out the most, like. And then that's all that really happened in August. Okay, that was the end of, like, August. Nothing really happened after my cousin, like, saw someone walk by his door when no one was home, and then also heard the door open downstairs, like, and our door is very clear to open, like, you heard it shh, like the shh push down of the door handle. As you can see, I'm getting very flustered. That's because I'm now, like, home alone. Like, I'm not scared of being home alone, but, like, I'm more worried about if I speak about what happened yesterday and today, that I'm afraid something will happen. Like, don't, it's, like, when making stuff like this and you talk about it, like, sometimes your mind can get, like, clouded. Like, it's as if the spirit or whatever doesn't want you talking about, like, the thing. But yeah, that was me, by the way, moving the chair back, so that's not anything. So I'm not gonna fake anything for views, or I'm not gonna, like, tell you something that isn't true. There's no point in it. Like, there's really no point in it at all. Okay, so I'll just get into it then. Okay. So yesterday started off like it was Saturday. Started off like a normal day. And like, I went downstairs, blah blah blah. I think it was like maybe 2 o'clock when I like entered the sitting room and like started watching like TV shows. I think I was watching the dumping ground. But like but then like all of a sudden, like the ceiling of the sitting room, I heard walking across the floor, like not creaking, like walking. And then I heard a big like it was like, if I'm gonna like do an example, it was like that. It was like really loud. And like I thought I was hearing things, and then it kept going, and my dog Lulu jumped off the couch and then went to the door, and she was sitting at the door, and I look at her, I'm like, no, 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 I'm not doing this. No, no, I'm just gonna continue watching like the dumping ground, you know. No, so I just keep watching the dumping ground, and then got louder, and then it just went bang, right? And stopped, and I was like, okay, that's kind of creepy. I'm just gonna ignore it, don't wanna know. And then I heard the gate open, like the side gate, like the creaks of that, and I was like, oh, oh no, like, no, no. So I got up this time, and I went, and I kind of peered around the kitchen door. I was like, okay. And I went to the window, looked out the window, I couldn't see anybody. I opened the door, and I kind of was like, hello. And then like I got the feeling as if something may have been out there. I'm not saying there was, but I did not feel safe with that door open. Like I didn't want to know something. I didn't want to know. I thought someone may have like snuck in, like was gonna try rob the house or something. So I just slammed the door and locked it. My uncle, when I told him about this, he said like it was windy yesterday, so very like the wind could have blown the gate, but the way it like opened, it sounded natural. Like it wasn't just like whoosh, whoosh. It was like, and it was very windy. So if it was the wind, it would have blew it and then blew it back, like, you know. And then like of course I'd heard all the stuff upstairs, and it didn't stop. It went throughout the day. My auntie and uncle got home, and like it stopped, immediately stopped. And I thought, okay, fair enough. Like I told them I heard noises in the spare room, and they were like my auntie's like, you know, she doesn't like ghost stuff, and she was like, you know, it's probably just the creaking of the house, like, you know, whatever. And I was like, no, no, it wasn't. It was bangs. It was proper bangs. And then I went up to my room, and I was watching YouTube and, you know, whatever. And later that night, my auntie came up, and like it was pretty dark out at this point. And I kept the light on because I didn't want to know what was happening. She like went into her room, went back, blah blah blah, and she turned off the light, and then she shouts into me, why'd you leave why'd you leave the spare room light on? Like, why'd you leave it on? And I was like, I swear I was not in that spare room, like today. And my uncle could vouch, because he was like in the house the whole time. He would have heard me go in the spare room and walk across the floor if I was in there. And like I was like, I didn't. And like then my auntie asked my uncle, was he in there? And he said no, and she wasn't in there. And of course I was like, oh, like no. And you know, I didn't want to know anymore. And then today, nothing else happened, like until like just about literally an hour ago. I was like watching YouTube, and my uncle had just like finished in the shower, whatever, and I said to him, like, turn off the landing light, you know, when you're going down. And he said, yeah. And he turned off the landing light. He was going down the stairs, and I looked up, and I could see the glimmer of the spare room light on again. And I'm like I shouted his name, and he's like, what? And I'm like pointing up at it, and he's like, you turned that on. I was like, no, I swear I was not in there today. I didn't go in there at all today. Like, I actually swear to you, I swear I did not go in there. I'm not lying about this. I didn't go in there. And he's like, okay. So he asked me to ring my auntie, so I rang her, and asked, was she in there? She wasn't in there. And he wasn't in there either. that's like basically like what's happened over the past few months and stuff. But today and yesterday was what topped it off. Like walking across and then banging, and then landing light turning on, landing light, spare room light turning on its own, and then turning on again tonight. Okay. I thought I heard something. Probably wasn't anything. I'm like completely freaked out. um, but yeah, okay, that's really weird. Um, but yeah, no. Um, yeah. I mean, that's really um, that's really it. So yeah, that's all the paranormal experiences from April of this year. Like, cause nothing really kind of happened till like now, which things are starting to like liven up again. But yeah, no, if you like the video, you know, give it a thumbs up and like subscribe, you know. I have a video prepared for tomorrow that I recorded earlier before this one. But yeah, this, like, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back like on YouTube now. I I don't know how often I'll upload. I'm hoping to have a video like 31 days of Halloween, maybe. I'm not promising anything because last time I made a promise, couldn't keep it. I got way too busy with the school musical, and then over the summer I had holidays, and like I also had like, I'm not talking about holidays like off school, like I'm talking about like holidays out of the country, and then I had a musical I was in over the summer as well, and now I'm back in school and I'm in a musical in the school now again. So yeah, but other than that, my life shouldn't be too busy. I can find time to record for you guys, and yeah, but I kind of hope you like the new setup for now anyway. I'm hoping to maybe like change it up for Christmas or whatever, November maybe. But yeah, no. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Right, bye guys.